Hey, hi everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Coffee Chat Real Estate,
Real talk.
and we are here to have real talks with you about real estate. Real estate is like this giant puzzle piece, and there are so many aspects. So one of our goals is to help you to figure out how to do this. So I'm Wendy Richardson, 18 years in real estate, loving it all, and this is...
I'm Aaron Elam. I've been a real estate agent for about a year and just have a passion for making sure our new home buyers know exactly what they're getting into, because there's just so much information when you're buying a new home.
It really is. And our goal is to have industry experts, and we're going to have these coffee chats. Let's all cheers.
Yeah,
Let's have
an expert
and you
right
at home,
here.
get your coffee. And we really want to talk about all the different aspects. So we've already shared with a mortgage lender and heard some wild stories there.
Yeah.
The title company, who are they? What do we do?
Yeah.
I don't know. We stay in our lane, right?
Yeah.
We don't
watch the video.
Home warranty, which some people think home warranty and home insurance is
I thought it was.
the same.
No, it's not.
I think we're going to learn something.
Okay.
So I want to thank Tony Martinez from the Gibraltar Group for being here with us today. He is our in-house insurance guru. Aren't we lucky to have him right in our
have
office?
someone right in the office. Absolutely.
Please tell us a little bit about you and what you do, and then Aaron and I are going to pepper you with questions.
Yeah, come on. Thank you for having me. Tony Martinez here. I have been with the Gibraltar Group Insurance Services for a little under 3 years, but I've been an insurance agent in the Texas region for about 18 years plus. And what I do is, of course, help you guys with any questions or concerns about insurance, to help you with your clients, and also shop those carriers for your clients to help them with their insurance needs. So.
We love that because that's a variable cost. It's something that you can shop for. So your mortgage is fixed, and maybe your property taxes have a few little things that you can play with. But insurance, that is one that you do want to shop. And we're so grateful to have you help our buyers do that.
Yeah.
All right, you ready to pepper?
Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. All right. So we're in Texas. We're in Houston,
What?
known for mosquitoes, and it's raining. In fact, it's raining
On cue,
right
it's
now.
raining
Yeah.
outside.
So, we've been known to have some major floods, or even little flash floods. It's out of the blue. So I think a lot of people might assume when they insure their home that flood insurance comes with it. Is that true?
That is not true. In the state of Texas, you're going to find that your home insurance covers specific perils, while rising waters is going to be a complete separate policy that's not included on your home policy.
Yeah.
Man,
Wow.
I think a lot of that is a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
They somehow feel like we are covered for that. And good to know that there's private insurers as well, because I think we always just think of the name brand companies. Right?
Yeah, we've got FEMA, which is the
Yes.
NFIP National Flood Insurance Program, and we've got private carriers. So in the state of Texas, we've got options. So
which is so good for the consumer. So now we are buying a house. Most of our buyers and folks out there are buying with a mortgage. They are going to need to finance. Do they have to have home insurance to satisfy the needs of the lender?
That's correct. They're going to require you to carry home insurance on your property if you have a mortgage. Now, however, if it is a cash deal, for example, that is something you can skip out on. You can skip out on the insurance portion of it. Why? You would want to do that. You would not want to do that. Protect your investment always.
Yeah. Playing with fire.
Exactly.
Hopefully not really. Hopefully not actually playing with fire, but you might be. Yeah. All right. So oh gosh. All right, let's keep going. So older homes. So we sell, there's new home developers, but when you're looking at an older home that's had age and wear on it, what are the things that you guys are looking at?
So the insurance company, what they're searching for, main things they're searching for is the HVAC, the roof, the plumbing, and the wiring, which is something called a 4-point inspection. They want to make sure that your materials are used in the home are up to date, and not materials that were used maybe in the 70s that are no longer used anymore. So if you are not aware, not every insurance company is going to cover things like galvanized or aluminum wiring. So therefore, the insurance companies are going to make sure that if they're going to cover a loss, that you've got the right materials that they cover, that they're using.
I was just thinking of this. We don't think you guys are going to come out and look at the house. Like, let's be honest. A lot of my buyers, they buy the house and I say, look, they're going to come, or they'll drone shot it, or they'll do something. Are y'all going to go out and look at the house after it's sold?
Yeah, there's a good 99% chance that the carrier is going to go out there and look at the home itself.
Of course. I mean, it makes sense, right?
I know.
Come on.
So with the roof, let's talk a little bit more about roof. Like, that is what is the age that you guys are going to insure or say, No.
So every company is a little different when it comes to roof. There's some companies that are more lenient to older roofs, while some companies are like, hey, age of 10, we're not going to cover anymore. Or we're not going to,
I got a 30 or 50 year shingle, man. I paid extra for that.
Yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit. So, a few years ago, you would always hear, I've got a 30-year roof. It's on warranty shingle. But what we're finding these days is that because of the weather in Texas, specifically, we're looking at heat, we're looking at weather. Wind, hurricane,
what are those other
tornadoes,
ones? The pellets of ice.
Oh, hail! There you
Hail.
go. That's a big
hailstorm.
one. Yeah,
tornadoes.
Yeah. So that is kicking out half of the life of the roof. So those roofs are no longer, lasting so long. So what we're seeing is anywhere from, from an insurance standpoint, they're saying around 12 to 15, 16 years that it is on their way out.
That's kind of end of life almost.
Yeah.
We talk a little bit about new roofs too. Like I sell a lot of new homes.
Okay.
And it's funny how you think, well, everything's going to be perfect because it's brand new.
No.
We always do a full home inspection, which includes the roof. What do you find on roof for new home construction?
So, for new home constructions, what I've found is sometimes that the roof, I've gotten an underwriting issue before with a roof that was brand new, but it was put on incorrectly. We see some foundation damage sometimes on new construction. So things can happen.
Kind of have to look at all of those aspects. And in the older one, Aaron was talking about the older homes. We got some giant trees around here.
Yeah.
And they got those big branches.
Yeah.
Like
they're massive. These live oaks are huge. Yeah.
And they're hanging over. So what do y'all think of that?
Well, right off the back, if I see, usually I'll scope out the map and look at the photo, look at photos of the home, but I will keep an eye on the tree, the aerial view of it. I'll prepare you and let you know that, hey, that tree, I can't see the roof. It's overshadowed by the tree.
I know we don't do drone shots everywhere because the trees are over the top.
And those carriers, they're going to do the same thing. They're going to make sure that there's nothing overhanging that's going to fall and damage your home in the event of a hurricane or a tornado or a windstorm. They're going to make sure that they're going to want you to have those tree trims away from the home.
Yeah.
Okay.
So maybe that's good when you're listing the house to kind of like get them to look at that.
Absolutely.
Now, I want to add something in here because Aaron has a good story about solar panels. Just real quick, how do they affect you? We have a lot of solar. We have a lot of sun here and a lot of heat. But Aaron, how did you wake up with solar panels?
Not great. I mean, they worked great when they were there. Number one, if you get solar panels, there's a good chance your insurance policy will go up because that is
that's what I want to hear.
And then I can go maybe another episode.
Okay, maybe we'll do an episode on.
We'll do a deep dive into Aaron's mistakes.
I like that.
But yeah. So let's move on. So when you're looking at a policy, there's something called replacement costs.
Yes.
What's that?
Good question. Replacement costs. For example, if I purchased a couch or a TV 5 years ago for $1,000, and considering inflation, in today's value or today's world, that is going to run, let's just say $2,000 now.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to get that replacement cost is the thing because we're going to replace that item in today's value. So whatever it costs today. What you want to probably stay away from, and it is an option for some carriers, is actual cash value where they depreciate. So you won't get the full value.
The full value because they depreciated through time. That makes sense.
Okay, how about liability? And Tony and I had this one deal. I had sold a piece of land at 4 and some acres, and he's talking about liability. I'm like, well, what, for the deer?
For what?
For a hog? Wild
hog?
Why do we need liability insurance in our homes?
But keep in mind, liability protects you in the event someone gets injured, they trip and fall, and they're like, hey, you're the reason you're negligent. I fell because of you. They can come after your assets. They can sue you. And so that liability is there to protect you and your investment.
No, so that really is important because I was like, what? No trespassing, sir.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But they fall on my land. I could still be responsible.
Oh yeah, and you can never have
try to sue me.
You can never have too much liability. In fact, there are policies in place for like an umbrella that's going to cover your home, your auto. So liability is huge. You can never guess or determine who's coming into your property and going to get injured. So that's one help. Yeah.
Okay, natural disasters. We kind of talked about like all the thousands different of weather things, and we apparently are getting all of those like today.
Yeah.
So
why not?
I think that people also just think that they're covered for everything.
Yeah.
So any disaster that happens, we're good. We
Yeah.
got our insurance.
Yeah.
What do you say to that?
Yeah, that's incorrect as well. Insurance companies are only going to cover certain perils, which are major perils here, would be like wind, fire, things like that. But things that are not covered, and sometimes I get questioned about, are sinkholes, earthquakes, which we really don't have a lot of occur here. But those are a few things just to mention that aren't not covered on the policy.
So we really need to know what's in our policy, like, understand
Should probably
what we're getting.
read it. Read your policy.
You should probably read it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get the highlights at least. Yeah.
Aaron, give me some nuggets. What are your
Nuggets.
like takeaways
Okay.
that you heard that maybe you didn't know so much
considering it's pouring right now, making
It
sure
really is.
you have flood insurance on your home. And don't, just because it hasn't flooded before, it doesn't mean it might not happen. We know that in Houston happens all the time. It depends on how old your home is and what, the insurance company's going to look at. An older home with an older roof with, branches over. There's so many factors that you have to consider. And the other thing we just mentioned, just know your policy. Know if something does happen, you're not surprised by the cost or what it covers and what it doesn't.
Absolutely. Now, Tony, I am sure you have some stories for us of folks that maybe thought they were okay or assumed. Why don't you share one of those with us and with our viewers?
Yeah. So one story that comes to mind is many, many years ago when I worked for a captive agency. I had a client I dealt with for many years. And every year we would discuss flood insurance, and his thing was, hey, it's only come up to the driveway. I'm not concerned about flood insurance.
Oh my God, I'd be concerned if it's
Yeah,
not
I'd
my
be
driveway.
concerned too.
I'm
So
concerned.
it's getting closer. But one day in particular, he called me and told me that it made its way into the home, and so he wanted to figure out what he needed to do to get flood coverage in place. Well, flood insurance doesn't technically work like that. There is usually a waiting period, and so we couldn't do anything except help him from his next occurrence. But at that point, it had been too late, and I did my job and my part and educated, and unfortunately, he didn't feel the need for the flood insurance. And those are one of the things that I always let people know, is that the risk is there. So
things happen.
Some people think I'm going to wait till it's a named storm in the Gulf and then I'll get it. Is that too late?
Yeah, it's too late.
We're too
Please
late.
don't do that.
It's like, I'm about to drive into this pillar. Let me get the insurance right now.
Flood insurance,
doesn't work that way.
There's always a waiting period for flood insurance, whether it be 30 days or sometimes a week or 2 weeks for private carriers. But a lot of times for home carriers, if you have no insurance, for example, and a storm is in the Gulf, for example, those companies are going to tap out and say, we're closed for business.
They don't want to take, that's going to be a risk for them. Too high of a risk.
Correct.
I've learned so much too. We all hope you do. And I want to thank you, Tony, so very much for taking time out of your day and really educating us on all the ins and outs of home insurance. We hope that you enjoyed it. Grab your coffee and please join us for the next episode. Subscribe. Please subscribe. Please. Coffee Chat, Real Estate.
Real talk.
I got him right when it's spoken. Bye, y'all.